Hello Blender folks, welcome and welcome back. I'm Pxy-STREAM, bem-vindo pessoal, aqui é Pxy-STREAM. Então vamos continuar com essa criação de personagem 3D. Let's continue with the creation of 3D character. Today I wasn't able to arrive sooner, so sorry. So actually today is already tomorrow. So yes, quite late in relation to the previous days, but at least we are continuing here. Maybe you can follow that later if you were waiting for today and couldn't find me out online. So here I've fixed some small details there on the foot, but which solved. I decided that I will actually do this in live stream. Eu decidi que eu vou resolver essa parte da malha aqui in live stream. So for that I'll probably would like to have, and then we go straight to the hand, and I have some ideas already. We were getting to play with some, yeah. So for the buttocks para as nádegas, so I wasn't satisfied with these face loops. It's not that they can't work. No, they okay. We have, yes. So they are a bit confusing, and well, this is strange. This may be cool actually, but it's overly strange compared to another result which I achieved from the same split in the project, right? So I'm going to remake this according to that split, because what I can do, however, just save a, yeah, I'll probably not gonna test this anyways, but it's at least it's recorded in the as I stream. Okay, so let's go back here. Let me check something. Okay, it's working. I've augmented the resolution. So here, aumentei a resolução do vídeo. Então we need another Blender version, not two, just not Blender version. Another Blender file. Okay, so I'll open on a different thing. So let's see here. It's characters, and okay, so this is my main project. Esse aqui é o meu projeto principal e tem rigging infinito aqui, rigging que nunca acaba. So here is my main project. There's a rig here that never ends, never ending story, so that is not a problem. Here we need to check the, no, what I'm doing is not this character. We could take reference for the hands in here, but not that there's too many interesting things there. Many of the cool ideas I haven't even implemented for the hands. So vamos pegar aqui, it's chibi. Okay, so this is another, okay, so this is where the mesh topology for the buttocks region, this dorsal region, I believe it's better. Então aqui eu acho que é onde a topologia de malha, principalmente para essa parte aqui, então tá melhor. Então so let's start to replicate. It will not be exact the same topology, I guess, but because the geometry and the shapes might be slightly different, but we'll try to do something equivalent. So here, to start with, we see that here we don't have that structure that I've made there. So actually there's this kind of stuff. So this path goes right over the middle. You see that I have this thing, which might be interesting, but maybe it's not that good for it might seems that it makes sense, but I have already tried some mesh topology like that for the crotch region. I've seen that actually on some reference. I still don't think it is that relevant, but it might make sense, especially to differentiate the back and the front. So maybe there is some theoretic input here, so we might consider getting that. Yes, the only problem is that then this loop, well, it doesn't go very far up, so it just loops around there. So so you see, we don't have here, a gente não tem aqui aquela structure, so I'm gonna maintain this. Okay, so I'm gonna maintain this structure, and so I'm gonna start building from here. And so here we see that already we have a difference. So what will happen here if I compare, so it will be a bit time consuming to be swapping stuff here. We see that there's the central phase loop here. There's a phase loop central, but the one that makes the phase loop, aquela que faz aquele loop, é a segunda. Então essa aqui é a central, this is the central one, and this is the second that, yeah, we know where, more or less where it goes. So we need to resume the, where is the, okay, so it's this, so let's get that, the second, so is this one, will get some, okay, so how are we gonna do that? We need to cut through the mesh. A gente vai cortar a malha e vai ser algo, provavelmente, mais ou menos aqui. So, eu não sei exatamente a quantidade I think wrong, this was a mistake, of course, something. Let's hide here just for a moment so we can, so here, let's see, what did I did wrong? Let's do Control Z on these things. So this, yes, I see. So we need to have this sort of go here. So this actually is false. This doesn't go this way. This means that probably would dissolve this. A gente vai dissolver isso aqui provavelmente. E aí o que vai acontecer é que, ah não, isso aqui tá vindo pra cá. Então não tem jeito, isso aqui tem que, yeah, so maybe we'll still require that subdivision, so let's not delete it, dissolve it. So let's get, so let's try to push this. Yeah, I think this is a good position to have this this phase. Of course it's not working yet, so we have this. I fail to understand right now what is, okay, so we need to, yeah, so here we need to loop cut here to cut this, dissolve here. Now it starts to make sense. Let's dissolve this. Vamos dissolver aqui, agora está começando a fazer sentido. And now we need to unclose this thing, so I guess we'll have to make some dissolving here, now some merging. And here, of course, yeah, so we're lacking geometry here on the, we're lacking geometry here for the leg. This will be a problem, so we cannot collapse geometry here, it will be dangerous. So, well, we could have this going through, like following, but I didn't require that, so this is the strange part. So let's get, okay, just arranging some geometry here, and we should use the character, the model sheet for that. A gente devia usar o model sheet para fazer isso aqui, esses ajustes, porque eu não sei, tô fazendo no olhômetro. So it's probably not good proportion. So I'm still missing something here. Okay, let's push this. Okay, is the fact that, okay, let's dissolve this. Maybe I just have, yeah, too much geometry here actually. So let's change this reality. Let's just push these things forward, and that solved itself. Okay, no, it didn't, because I've just deleted the structure that I've made. Okay, so we are back to the same starting condition nearly. Let's do it again. So okay, let's cut here. Yeah, from this might be easier, so we need to get this, then dissolve this. Here what happens that we need to cut this like this, and then I can merge this, and so Okay, but then I get a triangle there, and so of course this is the problem, is that this maybe should be merged at center, for now, maybe after we try to, but here I have a problem that, well, maybe no, merge here, because yeah, I need to make this continue, and I need this one, but I don't need this one. Now we have a pole, que a gente tem polo de 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? And alright, so we solve it. Okay, good. So we had to dissolve one edge loop. A gente teve que dissolver um edge loop. Então agora eu consegui implementar essa forma ali. Claro, a geometria ainda está com problemas. Isso aqui tem que ser adaptado. Isso vai dar trabalho, talvez eu faça depois. A parte da geometria, realmente, depois character design, isso vai... Esses ajustes anatômicos em maior detalhe ficam para depois. These other details, anatomic details, shapes will be made for later. So now I need that I have this thing. What's these colors? Yeah, so now I have to decide. Okay, we can probably just eliminate this color here, so whatever. I should simplify those loops, right? There are too many, so eu devia simplificar isso. Tem loops coloridos demais para todo lado, principalmente esses azuis, acho que é forçado demais, não precisa. So especially those deep blue ones. So now that I have this structure, okay, let's just improve the geometry here a little more, because I see that maybe it's not very good. Okay, so still not very good, but we will eventually get it, especially after we solve the mesh topology. Yeah, so here we try to make these face loops crossing, right? The mesh. Aqui a gente vai realmente tentar fazer uma geometria que mostre que essas face loops aqui, elas estão realmente cruzando, né? Então é importante uma distribuição que mostre que isso está realmente fazendo isso. So here we can hide this for now, and probably we can hide here. So as we smooth out, it might be better, and okay, and it will adapt eventually. Okay, so now the next one, let's check again this model. So we have one feature, then this is the central one. Let's see if it is doing sort of that. I think it is, so there shouldn't be, not this, yes, so it is more or less doing the same thing, right? Of course we can redistribute this in different ways. Yeah, this should severely be redistributed, because the center of the buttocks can be used to make some shape here of this. Yeah, it can help a lot in making this shape. So it's probably, so this probably at least one, this should be closer, and this probably we can bring back. Maybe I'm exaggerating here a bit too much, but then we just smooth out. If I keep smoothing out without good shape to start with, it might be worse. And also here, se eu ficar smoothando isso sem ter uma ajuste inicial, pode ficar pior. So here now, yeah, it's too regular, right? So this is not good. And of course this is part of the geometry, but here, let's see. So after that, we have the first one, for example, going up, like diagonally crossing. So we can use something like that. And so that means this one, we see it goes down, and this is not incorrect, but this might be one of the reasons why we have something here that is well, the problem is that this is going down, right? If I check this one, yeah, okay, and this also goes down. So maybe it's not bad actually. I'm thinking about some problems I had in rigging the pelvis region, and there is a chance that this face loop is better because it is crossing a very difficult area here. This region is very critical on the artifacts, on the back bending of the leg, of the thigh. Essa região aqui é muito complicada em geral para rigar, fazer rig orgânico. Então, talvez essa face loop aqui que está indo para baixo, talvez seja muito melhor do que essa daqui, por mais que essa soe mais bonito para começar. Claro que aqui a gente também tem essas duas, então não é necessariamente, e elas estão cruzando, então isso aqui pode ser favorável. Agora, isso aqui, esse movimento aqui, também é muito importante. Só que ele é importante, seria importante talvez aqui, justamente aqui. E é o que eu não tenho nessa daqui. Eu tenho aqui, mas não tenho aqui. So here we have, this might be not very good actually. So this one, although it's it doesn't sound beautiful in terms of as the other one, the flow of the other is more beautiful in my opinion, but this is aesthetics. In practice, I think this crossing is better. It will be easier to smooth out this region, which is very difficult. While this one would be better to smooth out that, which, okay, that is good. It follows the shape of the buttocks, which is important of the butt cheek, but then at some point, yeah, but it doesn't mean that this won't work, right? Anyways, we have to think about that. So here right now we have this face loop going down, so maybe I'll keep it, and immediately after we have one that goes up on, so we can work with that. Yes, this probably will be okay. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna keep it, but I'm gonna redistribute these face loops here. And one of the reasons that may be occurring is because of the amount of faces around the leg. So for example, here I have 1, 2, 3, pode ser 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, é até um número errado entre aspas. The reason this is happening maybe because of the amount of face loop that those models use. So I counted 9, so let's check on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, this one has more. So yes, maybe that has some implication on all that. So all right. Yeah. So this is crossing. Then let's go. All right. So I have this one. No, it's where's the first? Oh, this one. Then we have another one that crosses the same up. Then we have one that goes regularly, and then we have this one, which is special, and this is the belt one. Okay, this is sort of belt one, waist one. I think it's important to have a sort of a regular waist one like that. And so this one is just not absolutely regular because of course we have those poles here and here, but overall it's quite regular, except that we won't be able to do that on the other without because we have special features here which are also quite regular, so it's not too problematic. So let's try to get this shape there. Vamos tentar colocar isso aqui, ajustar. Então isso aqui talvez onde eu precise, eu vou usar o proportional editor proporcional para fazer alguns ajustes nessa malha aqui. Não posso colar isso aqui, seria catastrófico, muito difícil de resolver isso. Eu tenho que ficar declipando os versos, parece que é um problema sério no Blender fazer isso, é muito difícil. Tem que fazer um por um, é horrível. Eles têm que dar um jeito nisso de corrigir. So here we need probably to push this to, yes, according to the example that I have, this should be closer to the buttocks, to the center. Isso aqui tem que estar mais próximo do centro, pelo menos é a ideia inicial disso. Então eu não sei se... não é esse aqui. Na verdade é esse aqui. Actually it's this one. So let's get here this thing closer here. Let's rotate it more like that. So we'll see here also like that. I'm not sure this is quite good here. We are sort of de-shaping good shapes that we have had for that part here, but alright. It's good sometimes to follow some orientations, right? Not just try to do everything. It's also sometimes a strange thing. Maybe okay, maybe there's a reason for it to be, even if we do not understand. Someone has taken time for doing this, so sometimes it's good to try out stuff, even if we are not sure about 100%. Alright, so here of course the face loop that I have here is really, they're really not that good. Even smoothing out, this is too blocky and not very satisfying compared, for example, to the other model. But so it's like shaping this one, it's a bit difficult, or this is just because I haven't shaped too much anyway. So with a lot of reshapes, rework, we might end up with good results in the end too. So even perhaps better than the other, despite the different mesh topology, slightly different mesh topology. So here I probably, I'm sort of forced to here to make those things slightly outward. Okay, so but we know which face loop is that. It's clear enough what it is doing. Maybe it could go up, but we already have some stuff that go up here. So what about this is totally dissolvable, except that it creates these terrible faces here. They are too big, so we need probably this to make better redistribution of mesh. So I don't think it's a good idea. There are too much things relying on if we simplify this, we just disconnect some, we just get complicated stuff going on too close to other complicated ones, and there's no space for breathing, right? So it's everything a bit too irregular. This can be useful for low poly, but for more like very low poly, but for a model that requires a lot of organic rigging to be successful, it's better to have more regular mesh, more constantly. Então, na minha opinião, é bom manter sempre mais regularidade nos modelos. Então, às vezes, é melhor ter espaço para respirar. Então, se eu dá sim para dissolver isso aqui aí vai ficar isso parecendo, isso colando, isso aqui, uma coisa estranha colando em outra coisa estranha, vai ficar muito próximo e não vai ter espaço para respirar. Então essa é a ideia de melhorar isso aí. Então here maybe we can give this one the blue color and this one maybe just some white color for now. So here, yes, I have I'm not gonna color that because it will destroy everything else. I would need to really hide some faces to start working on that, like this. This one, if we are still using this color, yes, we can still use this color. We can probably smooth this out, but it's bad geometry disposition here. The arrangement is very bad, needs a lot of smoothing. Alright, então acho que está ficando razoável do ponto de vista principalmente da topologia de malha, mas ainda tem mais trabalho para fazer. Na geometria também está mais ou menos funcionando, vamos dizer, decentemente pelo menos, porque aqui não está nem com subdivision surface modifier, right? There's not even subdivision surface modifier here, so and this material is horrible, right? So if let's see, yeah, this also is bad, so I'm not familiar yet with the new solution, so we don't have lights. I just have this, and yeah, shape-wise, but we need to solve more things here. Okay, so yeah, I can get the subdivisions here, right? But it's not good enough. So, all right. So here we need to interesting how this marks the shading marks this part, but okay. See what face loops can influence on the shading also. So here deu pra ver ali como é que face loops conseguem interferir no shading. So let's continue on the comparing. So I need here, so I had, okay, so let's say two go down, okay, one go down on the other. So I have started one going down. Alright, so this is set. One goes down. Then one goes up, same thing, but we probably want to get this thing more regular, so this is very important. Maybe this outer, right? More to the front even. Yeah, let's push this mesh more to the front, maybe get this thing like that. Maybe there's some things here to improve. Not too much. This here it seems like these faces are too large, and I cannot play too much with this because this needs to be closer to the center, so I cannot. It looks like I'll have to make some extra subdivision. This face, especially these ones, yeah, these are ugly, too large, and that won't work. So probably we're gonna see, maybe I can solve this by just pushing this up, but then I lack geometry for the rest. So let's go, let's continue. So here I have this one, which there's no reason for it to go here, folks. I'm gonna undo that. I prefer it going straight up like that. One goes under the arm, uma vai antes por baixo do braço e outra vai por cima do ombro, ok, tanto faz, não importa. Mas não vejo por que fazer essa curva. Na verdade foi uma tentativa só de tentar driblar essa quantidade de coisas aqui. This was actually an attempt to collapse the geometry here, but it was not very successful. So what I'm gonna do is try to simplify this. So for now, yeah, I cannot dissolve that. So that might be the opportunity, something I wanted to do for a long time already. I knew this thing was, I would need to revise this at some point. So here I think I got the opportunity. So I'm not sure if that will be great, but I think this this should be important. So here I can make this geometry more regular, even though at the cost of making more mesh geometry. Então aqui eu posso resolver uma certa situação de tá faltando densidade na malha a um custo relativamente barato, só adicionar mais uma face loop aqui. Então, na verdade, eu não sei como é que vai ser, porque o fato é que eu vou conectar aqui. So the cost of doing this is very low, so just adding some, maybe a new face loop, if that would be the case, some subdivision somewhere maybe would be, and something that could go anywhere. I think I don't know yet. So here we can take advantage of this also to try to push this thing outward and make more mesh. Yeah, maybe here again that problem. Yeah, so you see this is slightly different, but this is not a bad... I don't really understand why to put that exactly there and to pull it like there. That was an idea from here. I know even from where I got this video on YouTube, Deco. So I think it's because it's trying to surround the buttocks, and so you see there's another face loop here that loops around the buttocks. So it's sort of a way to sustain the buttocks as a spherical shape, sort of, right? But then we have this, which also tends to get the whole gluteus, but then it circles around the waist, or sort of, so, and then it goes down straight. Of course, the character design here is this area here is very large, so it's probably implies that the character is very sort of agile. I don't know, but and then we have another face loop. Yeah, so I'm not sure about that, because yeah, what happens, the belly of the character is sort of compromised by this face loop. Yeah, because on my character design the belly has more fat here. It looks like too thin here, this area, and of course this is anatomically, we know there is some curve in here, but this curve goes too up, so this is why I'm sort of adapting from drawing. So even on this other character too, I haven't done, you see it goes up, but it goes fast there. Here I was able to get it closer, but also I just have this. Alright, so so there's less face loops interfere in the middle, so it comes closer. I like this idea, so I should try to get this better, but this could be more of a geometric thing, but it's very difficult now to solve that. Right, so there are a few problems if I wanted everything ideal. So, but I've said I'm not copying, I'm just getting half copying, right? So here, this face loop that goes here, this is a serious candidate to go to the side, to loop here or something, because we already have the blue one and we need to connect these faces. So this is actually a good candidate for some special flow, folks. Aqui é um sério candidato a fazer algum flow mais interessante, porque Deixa eu só ver aqui. Let's get the chat, folks, because I forgot. Vamos pegar essa chat de uma vez aqui, porque eu tinha esquecido. And alright, let's leave it here for now. Let's go back. So here, then what we get, we connect this to at center. And now what we do, we connect here. So what this does a face loop that I was already sort of working on my rig, except that it goes, yeah, it does more or less the same thing. So this is an interesting face loop, so I'm gonna keep merging at center here and see what we'll end up getting. Okay, I see some problem here. Merge at center. Here probably you can push this closer. Yeah, so two big faces. And yeah, some problem here certainly. On the but I know how we'll be able to create more mesh geometry here, because I'm habituated with that, with creating geometry here. I just need to check the reference on occasion. So here it's not too difficult to cross the mesh around here. Things tend to get right naturally, strangely enough, as we loop cut those kind of stuff. So here, okay, so I have this one. Let's also redo that thing, right, folks? Vamos também, as coisas tendem a se ajustar naturalmente quando a gente tenta fazer essas loop cuts aqui, mais ou menos. Então eu já tenho alguma prática com isso, então não é tão difícil quanto parece. Mas claro, todos esses loops parecem muito complexos no início, mas na verdade não é para tanto. Não é tão difícil resolver essas face loops. Acho que até a geometria também é bastante complicado, dependendo. So here we see that something goes down. Here this loops like that. Oh, this is taking the... So this sort of become the waste line. And okay, I said that would be nice to have place to breathe, but okay, not always it is possible. So unless we made some special face loop for that, but I think that will be a waste. But an interesting proposition, except that I will have to, it would be like that if I were to do that. Se eu tivesse que fazer isso, por exemplo, eu tentaria algo assim, né, tipo rip vertices. And so what we do is bridge edge loops. Never attempted something like that, right, folks? Nunca tentei algo assim exatamente, mas a ideia seria, claro, it's not looping very well, but you see, now we have a separation, but the geometry distribution is very bad, and this sort of created very, very bad mesh here, right? Unless we smooth that out, there could be bad consequences on doing this. For example, this thing doesn't seem very smart. The only advantage is that we have this space here for right, but which is good. Yeah, maybe it works it, but there can be small complications here unless we do something about this. Yeah, so yeah, well, you can also expand this. We push this down, right? So push this down, so we have more regular faces, so more space below the belly, or sort of some faces here. That look not very good. What's happening there? I'm not sure, but okay, so we have this. Can smooth this out. Yes, so this is actually an interesting concept. Something that I've developed, like that I start to think of like spontaneously by doing these puzzles over and over again. And so I think it's a good idea. Alright, let's also paint those face loops so we have a better idea of what we're doing. So here I could use these, okay, so I'm using that, right? So we could use this one maybe on, let's use this on that color. This one is very important, so we can get it pink, so it overrides everything. This goes up in blue, right? The mesh here is very bizarre, right? So let's try to see if there's anything we can do about it. This is not necessarily a bad diamond quad because it's in a position where maybe the forms that we'll do here maybe contribute to this zone. This will have to see in rigging, I cannot tell immediately, but I think it's relatively safe. The risk is that, major risk is that this thing maybe becomes sharp here. I think this won't happen, and we can loop cut this, but we're not gonna do this. This is with subdivision surface modifier, should be good enough. Alright, so we have that, and we have this. Next, you see it's from the buttocks, aqui é pelo centro, e a gente vê, bom, lembrando que aqui também a gente tem uma aqui, outra aqui, bem regulares, isso aqui vai para baixo, ok, também vai para baixo, também vai para baixo. Maybe this is, everything going down here. Maybe it's not very smart, folks, but we still have this one, so okay. Then this goes, what I'm missing is be something that will go like that, but it is that, right? So this sort of go like that, so I don't need something doing this, it will be more or less like that, right? So this mesh is connected with that here, so that should be enough. Então a próxima, so next we are going to test, okay, let's use proportional editing, let's try to mix some stuff. If anything here start to behave strangely mesh wise, right, in the deforms, we can sure try to 1 2 3 4 5, okay. It's 5, but it's really looks weird. This diamond quad is really scary. But it seems, yeah, I think it will be or not. Maybe it's not that, maybe it's too risky to maintain that. Maybe if it's doesn't smooth very well, but many things don't smooth very well, like these faces actually. They should smooth better. Maybe I need more subdivisions, sort of, so, or, and also in this way, maybe better mesh distribution for that. I'm not sure. Here these faces certainly look bad, too big, right? So this is an old thing, I see. We are not yet there, we're gonna be there soon. A gente ainda não tá lá, mas essa é uma das coisas que tá errado. Esse loop aqui todo era uma proposição interessante, mas sei lá, nem tanto. Então vamos deletar isso aqui para garantir que a gente vai refazer isso aqui. So, okay, this done, then next. This can go up too, and maybe this going up would create some regularity, because it doesn't look like it can cross here, it would have to go up, then cross. This is bizarre, so maybe here, unless of course, yeah, we can try, for example, if this thing connected here, we'll have it, right? We'll have it crossing, so they are crossing like that. Of course, this mesh is something very strange. We don't have geometry enough though for that, I think. So it will one go down, one go up, one go down, one go up, that's one maybe, so, and then one go down. So while the logic here is a bit more messed up, so up, down, down, up. Okay, so they're alternate basically, and then we reach this finally, or actually, yes, we reach this eventually, and then we also reach this one, and then it's over. And so if we were to go, yeah, so you see, they alternate. The alternation doesn't need to be exact. The alternation actually is just also a matter of, right, of the amount of subdivisions, right, we make, can be considered like that too. So it's not like they, I think I've made some mistake here, or it's just my impression. Okay, maybe it's just my impression. Okay, so here we are going to try out and get, hold on, yes, alternating thing. Vamos tentar fazer a coisa alternada de uma maneira regular, e se a gente precisar, então esse aqui vai para baixo, except that the alternations usually were crossed, I think, except that here there's nothing. Yeah, this one is not crossing in anyways, but up, down, down, up, crossing, and whatever, not doing nothing. So there's not enough geometry here to see everything. Okay, let's restart. So go up and no cross, go down, no cross, go up, go down, crossing, fine. This should go up then, to respect this idea. So what I'm gonna have here is to get this merged here. So this goes down. Yeah, this feels like going down, right? Unless curiously, I have this pattern of splitting here, exactly on that, they diverge very much. So it will be here. So here there's a, not this one, but this one diverges down and this diverges up. So you see, we end up with a face that is, that's the resulting, and this face is actually a problem sometimes because it is in a critical region. So eu já falei sobre essa área, então é a mesma coisa que está acontecendo aqui, infelizmente, né? Mas aqui no caso não, porque eu tenho, aqui, bom, na verdade então aqui eu não tenho nada cobrindo isso aqui vai vir lá de cima e não dos glúteos ali do centro. Então isso aqui na verdade, claro que isso vai ajudar a simultar, mas não vem daqui, então isso não é, isso na minha experiência é um detalhe um mínimo detalhe de topologia de imagem que pode ser interessante. In my experience, this is a very minute detail, but it can count to facilitate the rig. But in the end, there are mesh topology is not like the most impactful thing, but there are with caveats. It has impact, but there are many other factors that combine that are more influential than with that thing or not. We will be able to rig this anyways. But okay, so down, up, down. Here we okay, I remember the pattern of going up. It could go up after crossing, so maybe I can, yeah, I remember that pattern, so that means that I can probably get something like that. Yeah, this will be a bit hard to develop, but we'll get something like that, and why not? So we can try to smooth this out. So we result with, aqui a gente resulta com essa face estranha aqui. Mas a gente termina dando uma volta ali que não é tão ruim assim, né? Essa aqui também não é horrível, mas tem que cuidar para isso aqui, essa ponta aqui, que nessa aqui não ficar tão... Esses diamond quads, eles podem ser perigosos. So here also diamond quad, so can I... No, I cannot dissolve this, because then I end up with a trigon. Maybe the trigon is better. I'm not even sure to tell it right now. So let's keep that. What if instead, hold on. Well, I think change nothing. It's still the well, it's changed its shape, right? Apparently, so what kind of loop is that? This loops up, this loops down. Oh, I see. Yeah, so no, I prefer the other, even though these trapezium ones also can create some problems. This is better, I think. This looks better for this flow. And so here I really don't know about this, because this really looks too chaotic. I would like to have more face loops to solve that, but I don't have anything like that. We know that we're working with those trigons there, where geometry is dying, so if we wanted to, maybe we could, yeah, look at what that will cause, right? This will be possibly disaster. This will stick out in an area that doesn't make too much sense to do that. Isso aqui vai despontar para fora, a tendência dessa, de uma maneira que esse também, numa área que não é bem aqui onde isso deveria estar acontecendo por aqui. So no, this is too dangerous. This area is too, it's too invaluable area to be playing with that. This is a bad idea. Most likely a very inconvenient solution. So I'm struggling with the buttocks face loops and the muscles, right? Aqui quebrando a cabeça com essa parte. So maybe here, instead of this, let's simplify, right? Just crossing down, right? Why haven't did it before? Because I was trying to follow some pattern, but not always it's possible or easy. Better sometimes just to follow the flow, right? Às vezes o melhor é só simplesmente tentar seguir o flow, né? So here we end up with the same trigon problem, and whatever, we don't care. Let's do this again, and we'll see if this will be responsible for any crazy deforms on the type later. Really, solving this is like probably just trying to dissolve some words or just creating more mesh geometry somewhere to, yeah. So okay, so I have one down, one up, one down, one down. This one I would like it to go up, so because we are ending this, right? So here the problem is that can it go up straight? No, because we don't have this. So what it can do, however, is perhaps if we can try something very special here, because this is an area where we could actually work with trigons to stick out some anatomic shape in a very strategic way. So how that would work? Let's say I need a trigon not in a very specific area. Let's look at the front and side. So you see bony parts, maybe here or both, right, of the hips. So we can maybe explore this. So let's do something about, just mark something here. We cannot mark vertices, but we can mark, so something like here and then here. And from a side view, we don't see very well. It's, yeah, it's more or less like here, and this also, let's, maybe this is too elevated, so let's bring this down. I think this was the one that I was talking about. Yes, so somewhere like here. Let's get this also from a side view, could be here. So yeah, let's get it on mark seam. And I don't care about these faces for now. We're gonna reconnect. This is fundamental, this must be connected straight. I cannot play too much with that face though, but here probably I can. So what I need here with those two, I will try to get them at least one of them maybe to transform into a three-star pole. Tentar transformar isso num polo de 3. E aí eu vou me aproveitar dessa. So I think I'll keep this one, but I'll try to do it both. So I'm gonna try to push this up. No, this is dangerous. Yeah, so maybe I'll have to... Okay, I think it will happen here. So let's dissolve this and dissolve. So one direction will have to be dissolved, and who knows, maybe it's the upper one. So now we have a... This is a bit crazy. The problem is that I have exactly this face loop here, which was the regular one, but it's wrong position. It found itself in the same face loop of that, so this is annoying, but okay, whatever. Let's... Yes, this will cause some trouble, but the face loop is still there, so that's still acceptable. Then I need to try to get this up. The question is, should it connect Okay, this goes down, this is going that direction, this goes up, this goes, yeah, so this one is going up, right? So this goes down, this should go up, so let's give it a special color then, maybe that, no, let's give whatever that. This can be red because we are playing with that for too long and it's too important, so okay, so this is looping. Oh, this is the wrong face loop, alright folks, so this should connect here to start with, but maybe not here. So we're gonna undo this for a moment because I'm not sure we're gonna need this. Now let's keep it for just because it gives work to it's some work to do, so maybe it's better to keep it for now. So we have this loop, let's try to connect it around there. Alright, so this is sort of done. So we repaired that weirdness that this was looping somewhere else. Now it loops exactly on the front, so this is more regular. I think this is a better idea. Not that the other thing couldn't be actually interesting, so here we just need to solve that, yeah, this last one. So this goes up and this goes up. How am I gonna do these things? So maybe I get it like here and then like here. No. Let's try. Okay, so here I'm having trouble. Merge at last. Yeah, I'd like to have just like this kind of stuff, right? This will be the ideal condition, but okay. Merge at last. Let's see. Let's dissolve. No. Let's try to here we can try to do this. There is the loop, but it needs to continue in a different way. There we have this structure here that it's getting complicated. Of course, this we we need to solve that. I think that's, yeah, this is probably a bad idea, so dissolve that, dissolve that too. Let's try to make a connection here, merge at last, and here dissolve, smooth this out, smooth, smooth. Yeah, here I think we'll have a problem, too large faces, but let's try to redistribute this mesh. But this probably won't save us from what's happening here. What is looping? Oh, this loop now goes all around. Okay, that's acceptable. Now what about this one? Okay, we haven't finished there. This goes loop around here, and okay, another loop that goes all around the thigh, the legs. So here probably this just, yeah, so we were not able to get the shape where we wanted, right? but we could still manage to complete the puzzle. So I'm gonna clear those seams. So this was not successful. I haven't found a better way to this, so let's clear those seams. However, I still managed to create one trigon, 3-star pole here. So what I can do is try to get this up. So it's still low, but maybe it's acceptable. And there's no of these structures, so there's nothing that will gonna still not good. But then I can probably try to elaborate on those faces. These will tend to shrink, so this can be dangerous or not, because this is an area that actually may shrink naturally, spontaneously, so I should be wary now about some flows here. And so let's try to improve the geometry. Yeah, so I admit that was time consuming, and maybe I should reassess what I was saying in the beginning. This areas actually can be very difficult indeed to topologize in interesting ways. Yeah, there are too much things to take into account, but it's an interesting challenge. At least that it's not like, at least no, I don't think like it's super boring. It's actually an interesting challenge. And here, yeah, more challenge. If we don't like that for some whatever reason, or we don't have patience, just copy paste something, a few later project, or a project that has already been successful, or just copy from other artists exactly what they're doing, or more or less, and that should do. Yeah, because creating 3D characters, well, CG in general, whatever that is good, usually takes a lot of time in some way or another. So if it's not like creating the thing, is being able to create the thing, right? Like Picasso said, the painter. To draw this thing, there's a joke or a famous story used as a joke also, but also some wise artist statement, whatever we might consider it. But he took like, to make a simple drawing on his style, he had to spend his whole life to make a certain drawing, in very stylized drawing of his style, in just 5 seconds, so something like that. So does that make sense? So even if it's fast, well, it took a lot of time to be a good drawing made on 5 seconds by the hand of a man, of an artist, of an individual. So yeah, so and 3D is not different so far, I've been understanding. Yeah, it's really time consuming, and so it's good to copy paste stuff. So for my characters, I really have the intention to, I'm already doing this sort of creating some base mesh, or actually the model, I make those girl characters and there's a cast of them. I'll just reuse, once I get a good mesh topology, could be this one for example, if it's good enough, right? I can probably reuse it directly to copy paste on whatever other. Alright folks, so I think this concludes for the mesh geometry for the buttocks. Acho que isso vai concluir aqui essa topologia de malha aqui. Não tá assim perfeito, né? Porque eu acho que, let's make some, okay, this is a joint. We can, because I'm wary about this big faces here. Eu estou um pouco preocupado com algumas faces aqui muito largas, muito grandes, e não sei bem como resolver isso agora. Ok, tem um triângulo aqui. There's one trigon here. Don't know what to do with that. But at this point I think this is not gonna cause any trouble. So what if I were to solve this? That would mean dissolve that, bad, dissolve that, even bad too, right? Too much things happening. So I've counted though that I have 9 faces here around, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. No. What I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Of course, -1 because here we get the collapsing. So here will be 8 faces from here actually. If that doesn't count, so that actually maybe it's just part of the thigh is 9 faces and the other is the regular one, the ideal one, right? And as for this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, yes, because we made this thing on both sides, here one inside of the other. Remember the Russian doll, lembra aqui uma dentro do outro, tipo as bonecas russas. So so okay, maybe I have exactly 9 here because the hips region required this, and then we just collapse one there, whatever. We'll know if this will work or not. Later on. So here now we can certainly start with the hand, but let's see, maybe I spent too much time on the 1 hour and 10. It's because today I started really late, and I spent 1 hour on this buttocks thing, so I think I should probably stop for now, folks. Acho que eu tenho que dar uma parada aqui porque isso demorou muito. But we were able, so I have some reference of hands there, so we're gonna check what we can. Oh, hold on, there's something here that I'm not sure. Yeah, for the foot, can we do something like that on the side? I don't really have. I can create, yes. It's interesting structure, yes, but that will make like 2 more faces inside or around the foot, so it makes sense. But why do I need extra geometry? Just to loop this on the side, it goes all, including, it go over, okay, passa por cima do thumb, the big toe. It doesn't go on the side, it goes on the top of it and under it. Here it's on the side, yes, somewhat diagonal, inclined, but then, so it's like a way to make this part, mine is more, it's sort of what I have here, but laterally. So I already have something here, but it doesn't go all along the toe. So, and the toe here is just one, because this is my simplification. I don't want a double thing as here. So here there would be like 8 or more faces around I think 8 more, maybe more, but so I have 6 here, and this is what I want to sustain for, well, 6, no, sorry, I forgot always that I've created this, well, because it's the foot, so we have the sole, so maybe, It wasn't my intention. My intention would just be to have this like, no. Yeah, you see all this as a single face. So it ended up not being the case. I can still undo that, but then I don't have where to put this. If I try to get it stop here, this could cause some trouble for the joint, because there's a joint here. Yeah, there are a lot of joints here. Yeah, actually I would stop it here. This could be bad, I think, for rigging. It adds complication on the joint region, and those diagonal, yeah, might be dangerous. Or maybe it will be positive, I don't know. I know that for the knuckles it's good, and once I know if they are like that on the knuckles region, this part tends to grow up too much, it's ugly. But on the other side it's good. Então, se eu tivesse isso aqui, como alguns fazem, eu também já fiz, o resultado para a parte de trás eu acho que não é tão bom da mão. A junta aqui fica bom, mas não na parte de trás, por isso que eu estou fazendo diferente aqui. Ok, so, well, after talking, maybe we can, yeah, maybe I can face this challenge, or at least start it. My model sheet for the hand is terrible right now, so maybe we can make a special one, right? De repente a gente pode fazer um model sheet melhor aqui para mão, só para mão, porque a que eu fiz está horrível. And we don't have a top view, so the view here for the hand, I'll make a top view, even though, yeah, actually it's not a top view. I'll have to rotate the hand, so actually it's a front view. No, what I'm talking about. The hand is twisted. Hold on, I'm checking my own arm. The forearm is twisted, of course, so I can model the hand on a top view. But ideally, I would have the hand being like that for the sake of the arm. But I think it's okay to do different. Okay, so this is a drawing, that a random sketch, so can even delete, because I don't even like it. It's old. It's locked. Okay, cannot delete. So let's get a new top one, and so the hand will be, yeah. Give it a special color. Vamos dar uma cor especial para essa mão aqui, para diferenciar claramente. Então, a proporção, acho que vai ser algo assim. Então aqui a palma da mão, so the hand without the fingers, so the knuckles will be somewhere like here. This color is too dark, it's not helping, so let's use something lighter. Okay, so the knuckles will be here. This character is an alien. She does only have 3 knuckles, 3 fingers here on the thumb. For the thumb we have a structure here that starts. So first phalanx go there, here. Yeah, there's the idea of making the finger straight, so I'm not sure about this. I know that the rest position for the hand, there are better ones. I can change those poses. I have a special technique for this. So here I really don't know what will be the best starting rest position, because I want to do a more regular rig, so I'm playing less with some special techniques of rigging that I know that can cause severe complications. So let's try to, yeah, but I don't want to make the fingers relaxed also. So let's extend them like I extended everything else. Yes. So it's just not the best thing to do for the deform rig. Então eu vou tentar deixar as coisas um pouco mais regulares aqui, por conta de que em alguns aspectos de rig é melhor coisas regulares, mas não pro como é que eu vou explicar isso? Nessa posição regular aqui da mão, os dedos esticados, vai ser pior pro deform rig, por incrível que pareça. Seria melhor os dedos relaxados, levemente relaxados. Talvez até, quem sabe, até 45 graus relaxados seria o melhor. Para cada falange, inclusive. Eu tenho um conteúdo sobre isso. Ou eu deveria fazer algo melhor. Então, so relaxed fingers would be the idea. Maybe even 40 degrees relaxed fingers. Okay, this hand is is very hard to draw from this model sheet in here, and this hand is killing me. Yeah. So I'm doing this to know the phalange. So basically the small finger would be the lowest, the shortest, and then we have sort of this pattern here, right? Yeah, this is pretty confusing. Maybe that's why my hand mesh is horrible too, because the drawing is very bad too. So but I need to figure out some way, right? So yeah, maybe I should do something more relaxed here. The thumb maybe have this alignment, that should be fine, and the other we should find a better. So here maybe I can make a, how do you say? Aqui eu posso fazer talvez se aquilo era o rascunho, né? Isso aqui de repente eu faço uma arte final, uma except do I have something like maybe I need a special tool for that, but the annotation tool doesn't have, does it have? I think it's just the brush from other stabilize stroke. Oh, okay, maybe that will save our time here. Factor, no, factor is, because it lags sometimes, so yeah, this is the factor, so the factor must be maybe something like that. Okay, so it's not, it's lagging. Yeah, lagging. How we can draw with that? Oh, wait, I don't need to press the shift all the time. Yeah, this is bad. It is. Maybe it needs to get this. No, there's some difficult in the angle. Yeah, this is. I don't know. This is not helping. So let's. So this is something that é algo assim que eu devia ter feito pro model sheet de todo personagem, né? Yes, so here we get knuckles. The last one is probably small. This is bigger, and this, yeah, we don't see that it's small. It's really annoying to draw in this thing. I need a lot of practice over. Not that I haven't a lot of practice already, but combine model sheeting with drawing on a graphic palette. And yeah, there we go. This is, it just is mind bugging. It's hand bugging. So here we have, yeah, so I'm not gonna bother with those. That would be, teria uma outra junta aqui, então só estou tentando demarcar o posicionamento das juntas. That will be, I'm just trying to mark the positioning of the joints. So serve as a reference to start. So let's see if we have those bones there. Also, let's mark some reference for this. And I think here could be this. Yeah, alright. Even if it's not straight the line, we get the idea. And so here, that's her hand in an X-ray. There's an idea of creating some bony structures here. I mean, in terms of mesh geometry, mesh topology. I've seen that in one of these visual reference for hands. So we're gonna use the, yeah, so now I can probably delete this one. Posso deletar esse e manter isso aqui. Of course, we can't model from that. We'll have to model from this condition, and we can of course use the top view here. Can we rotate the, can we rotate the, like, you understand what I want to do. I want to, or maybe not. Oh, the camera become the object. This is bad. The active camera, I mean. So, or yeah, so I think I've turned the character into the active camera. Where is the camera? Is inside the object. Let's, or the, actually, there's no camera actually, so let's add a camera and scale this up. I'm not gonna use the camera anyway, so need to set this as the active object. Shift Control Alt. How happened that I use this control? I've made it more complicated just to not accidentally do it on another object that is not the camera. And still, okay, so we can lock the camera now from here. Yes, and also have a Alt. Okay, no. Alt numpad 0. Oh, now yes, okay. It is locked. Great. Alt numpad 0. Let's centralize that. Alt numpad 0. We can play with the camera. And that's it. So Alt numpad 0. Let's leave the camera. Let's go back to our object here. Now this shortcut of the is working. Let's go back to our hand. Let's look up. So I want to rotate the plane like, yeah, like that. Can I do something like that here? Cameras, navigation. Oh, control, roll left, shift numpad, roll right. Roll. Ah, that seems to be. Okay, can I roll around the 3D cursor? No. So, what kind of roll is that? Okay, I don't know, but this is better to model in for me. So let's go back here. And let's get our camera here. Yeah, let's get our camera. So how do you recall the camera? I think it's Control Alt 0. I think I've made this. So view, camera, set active active camera, bring, now it's viewport, bring camera, align camera, Control Alt, so it's not Control Alt Shift 0, it's Control Alt 0, there we go. So the camera, no, didn't work. What's happening here? Okay, it got there, but the camera is too tiny. There we go. So in case I lose the position, I can just reposition the camera here. That would be easier. Alright, and also I can lock the camera just to secure that yeah, just to secure whatever. Oh, I mean orthographic also. So that's one reason. Oh, zooming the camera. Let's go back here. So just setting up this this thing to be prepared. So let's okay, so we start by extruding something finally, right? Extruding the without proportional posing, then we try to get something like that. Of course, we are gonna play with this geometry right away. I will select this, hide everything else. Yes, we need this model sheet, but we don't need the others. So we're gonna just, well, it would be good to have some reference of the arm at least, so we, yeah, I think we need at least until here, so we get an idea of the proportion. Not that the hand doesn't help, but yeah, I need to have this reference, might help at some it can help. So of course I can hide here so I can edit better. So here I can give I don't know, whatever color, white, it doesn't matter right now. So currently we have many faces here that I'll start with the easier part, which is the fingers, in the sense that I know that my faces are gonna be hexagonal for each finger. So the best idea, of course, would be to start with a regular extrusion, right? And for that I have to like work in a very boring way. So it would be like, say, I have this face. Yes, maybe I don't have the reference here, so this is bad, but I can, yeah, I will start to do, yeah, how do I get this very regular? Now it's complicated. Nothing is regular here. Well, fuck regularity. We can deal with that. So let's duplicate this. Duplicate again. Rotate. Control Shift N. Let's see. Okay. Let's smooth out this. It's not like that yet, so you want this and this, right? Yes, I know how we can do regularity. Just happened to me that I know now. So we can use the start with some snapping to increment. If Blender will help, this should snap to the increments, but it is not. Yeah, it fails sometime to find some. Well, at least we have this, so we can like SZ0, SZ0, move this up, SZ. no, and then move this down. Then I can of course delete the other side. Then we can shift D, X, no, Y. Then I can pick this, and can I sort of mirror this stuff? Is there something like mesh mirror global X? No, around the there is something about that. Not global, mirror cursor, something like that. There is nothing like that. Mirror cursor symmetrized. I think this is dangerous. I don't know where. Yeah, no, let's not risk that. So I know how to do that with bones. Okay, we did a sort of. Okay, and then we can pick that. Okay, so here's a perfect, not perfect, but some hexagon there, regular hexagon. So we can, maybe it has some inconsistency, looks weird, but of course this is, let's recalculate outside. There we go. So we have regular stuff. So maybe I should maintain this thing alive just because we can still mess up stuff up. So just in case. So here we gonna scale this for this middle finger. Scale more on. We'll try to respect the joint. Scale more. So I'm not sure about the. Yeah, this needs probably to go up. Now I'm going to duplicate it for this one. So this means that we're gonna scale on all directions but slightly down. Then we duplicate again. You see how back I'm moving it, and slightly more this time. And this, the thumb will be like that one, but bit scale up. So this will be the proportions for all that to start it. So we start here. Then from this I can extrude there. Yeah, and then we refine that because we're gonna make subdivisions. Here we'll start, although this is it's incorrect, but we'll try to develop this joint here. So this is why I need this. Actually, this joint I guess is more like here. We're gonna extrude this, and this we can make even larger because this will connect. Actually, the connection is already here because of the skin, but alright, we'll do that later. So we can extrude this on X. We'll want to make sure that it's not as elongated as the previous one, or maybe it can be, maybe it's not too problematic, but usually I think each phalange they have. Yeah, so this is a bit annoying to set up. So this proportion, it's easier with bone lengths, right? So when you get the bone structure, it's better. So we can find the bone length. We can even find our ratio and copy and multiply or divide the bone length for each one of the parameters, so we can get something semi-automated, right, that does the calculations for us. So here I forgot, of course, to scale this down. So let's scale all this simultaneously. It's not working very well. Of course, this is the... Actually, let's also do this, this, and this. Scale all this down. Then unselect this, this, and this. Scale this down. Then unselect this, this, this. Yeah, that's so mechanical that it's too annoying to live stream that, but actually this is helpful because if we don't do that, yes, we can do an organic work, but it's tend to get dirty. We get literally our hands dirty, and it's not that practical in the end. This is boring, so boring, but it's actually faster. It's easier to organize this because the mesh here is quite complicated. It's too tiny space usually. It depends, of course, on manufacturer, but yes, so it's annoying. So here, how do we solve this? I don't remember how is the solution for that. I think it's just... Yeah, I don't remember. I think it's just... Okay, I have some reference here, but they don't... This should probably be a collapsing... Oh, there's some possibility of... Okay, this looks like something of our kind, except that in the hexagon that we've made, if these fingers are hexagons too, the loops around the phalanx. So this edge here is on the side, is not on top or bottom, is on the sides. So here we have a... Yeah, so the fingernail here, it's an important feature. I totally forgot about it. So yeah, it's sort of in the way, so we cannot really know what's happening. It's hard to see what's happening there, so not good example. Here we have, yeah, so this is something like that I'm doing for the fingers, not these joints. These joints, I don't think this is suspicious. It doesn't look like correct because the pattern for collapsing geometry that I've seen on some knees is like is neither the opposite of this, is like... But maybe this works, but doesn't look... Wait, I see the back. No, actually this is actually... It's the same method, I think, but with a different technique. Here, from we see the joints from behind, we see that they are connecting, these faces being connected there by trígonos. Dá para ver que essas faces estão conectadas por trígonos. Então, na verdade, isso aqui deve funcionar muito bem. Here too, this is interesting. So there are a lot of trígonos here for collapsing geometry. And this will shrink. This is very smart. This is why I have this figure actually, and I have never used it, considered properly. Here this will shrink the mesh in the middle of the hand, supposedly. The knuckles might be a bit complicated here. I don't really see here much advantage for the knuckles, but this sounds acceptable, and this on the joints there sounds acceptable. On the bottom here, this trigon, if that's a trigon, yeah, this could be useful when the fingers they spread or they approach. So yes, so we're gonna use some ideas here, but unfortunately we don't see how it is solving the point of the... It seems to use trígonos even on the end of the hand. This... There. So it's like on the top we have this shape, like just like that. So it's the fingernail. We can make subdivision of the mesh, so this is useful for the fingernail. And then the end, the bottom is like a trigon, face trigon. Yeah, that looks like that, folks. I think this is a smart solution, so let's try that. Sounds good. So I'm going to, here we don't have the reference, unfortunately, so we're gonna have to do, so what I'm doing, this is, yeah, it's the end of the finger, right? Let's go back. I haven't catch the idea. Yeah, it's because the phalanx here, they are very short by the end. And so there's a subdivision, and then that happens. So it's a very end on, is a very end, so we can give it at, because this character has sort of, is skinny and the fingers might be slightly elongated like aliens, so I'm gonna give this slightly more space to work with. So basically we need to shrink these faces here, this face edge loops here. We're gonna shrink them to some without proportional posing and with cursor, but we're gonna move this up. And so if I understood properly, yeah, this is a bit too up. We can move this down to give more structure. No, not this one, to the fingers. Oh, this is the end of the finger actually, what I'm doing. So how did it end again? It's hard to memorize those things. So it's like, back face is a trigon. Okay, alright, so it's just like, it's kind of crazy, but it's just like again I lost it. Yeah, so this shrinks like inside, not that it's already not shrinked, but okay, it sort of goes like that. This will do like that. Yeah, individual origin, whatever. No, it doesn't. I don't know why they are not doing like that. Well, it's because I have this connection, right? So that's why. Which might be a wrong connection anyway. So after we fix the scales of all that, it's not a problem right here. So still confused about this. Straight and okay, this face is like that, exactly like that apparently, except yeah, so it's just like that. So it's like the, we can probably do that also, or should that go, no, this is actually goes forward, right folks, sort of really the fingernail like that. I think I've done this on a rig, so it's not, I'm not completely unfamiliar with this idea. This is actually interesting, very simple and stylish for low poly, and it sort of works. So then here we just end like that. So it doesn't need it to be like that. Of course, now I have a problem because I've decided that those faces would be really, yeah, I've decided this, right, would be further away, but actually I need to get this, to get this face, yeah, I need to get this more to the, closer to the edge, to the, so that we have more thickness there, right? But it still looks weird, so maybe it's just that this needs to be more like that, but then it's also a bit strange if it's too much. So that could be the okay. So then here will be a bit more complicated because I think I've made a mistake on the positioning of the thumb. Yeah, it's clearly it's wrong. So I'll have to tilt this structure on the I have to tilt this structure. Hello, welcome. Now I forget the translation of the welcome back. Yes, so today I started very much later, right? Hope you're doing fine. So we are going here, completed most of the mesh topology for this character, so the nearly everything is yes, everything, even the geometry, the shapes are good. So it's just the hand for the skin part, right? The hand, and that's it. Then I'd go for the eyes, but that's another day. The hair I need to redesign it, right? Probably I'd do something very different from that. I'm not sure. I've made a special model sheet for the top of the hand here, and I've put the camera in this position just in case I have difficulty going back to that. I'm modeling these fingers based on a very regular hexagon using mostly this reference hand. There's some cool features here, but there are others that I've collected, and face loops on some areas are important, and I also am looking at some internet pictures, so there's some ideas. This is important, but I don't see everything that I would like to see. Then here I'm not sure about this one. This one doesn't really make sense to me, except that it separates an area here that sort of have this shape, okay, but it doesn't seem very accurately placed. I don't understand why it doesn't go further, so I think this is a mistake. It can help partially, but I think it's an incomplete stuff. But this is important, this face loop. And there's not really a lot of good things here straight ahead. It's difficult to find good ideas. I mean, okay ideas we find everywhere, but really good ideas, this is rare even today. So yeah, so here we have interesting face loop. Yeah, this can work. Yes, I like this one. I'm gonna save that. Because yeah, there's even crossing. So yeah, there's a lot of geometry, right? But with the three characters thing, the good thing is that he finds a way to reuse these loops here, so they don't go to waste on, because what is doing is that this creates more geometry density, mesh density to the hand, and takes off from the fingers, right? So usually it's the opposite. We want more mesh geometry for the fingers. However, this plays a special role also for the knuckles, and this is why oh, I forgot you don't speak English. So sorry, but I don't speak Russian, so I cannot help too much. Alright, so interesting face loop here, another interesting one here. Okay, those are regular joint face loops, so this is very good example. And let's see for the other parts. Yeah, this I'm not sure I'm gonna use. I'm using this already on some other my main character. Oh, there are loops going here. Yes, yes. So there's regularity in the chaos of this. That's interesting. All right. Anything else? Low poly about that. And alright, so those things are, most of them are sort of complicated, and this seems to be interesting. We have, it's just a way to collapse these two vertices here, these two faces that go inside the fingers. It's an important thing to to resolve well. This is a way to collapse this mesh into here, so they die off, and this 5-pole star here on these diamond quads. An interesting idea. The problem is that by doing this, where is the knuckles? Does this help making the knuckles? I'm not sure. It doesn't seem to favorize the knuckles. We don't need this to solve that, in my opinion. Alright, so enough for here. There will be more reference to look at, but we go back here and let's get back to our hand here. Yeah, let's delete this, and no need that backup. We can take from that. I'm probably not gonna destroy this mesh, right? So here I have this twisting problem. So how does that work? We need a rotation that would go... Yeah, this is annoying because when I've made this... Okay, let's just rotate these ones first then. So let's do a cursor and Y along Y. No. Okay, this can... along normal, local, normal, or view. Z on view. Yeah, sort of. More or less like that. So you're gonna have to struggle with that, but global, all because I mod when I've pasted those things. Yeah, I've put it in the wrong position. It must be tilted that in this way. Let's expand this, yes, and then let's do the same here. The joint, yeah, more or less like here. That should be fine. These more or less like here. Yeah, let's delete this face. Face, not edge. And here we, of course, this is twisted, so we need to just readjust manually. Like here and here. And yes. So here we see how many faces we have here. It's a lot. Maybe that helps. The hand requires many stuff, so here we can bring back this thing because we'll be in need to connect this pretty soon. And yeah, here are a lot of geometry that will need to play with. So we can already make a subdivision here. Just to start, so we can maybe start to get some yeah, let's copy this face here. Let's check for the invert. What's happening? Why I don't see the right color? Oh, it's because I'm already looking at the overlays. É que eu já estou olhando nessa face orientation. O que é vermelho, what is red is inside. Então a minha tecla de atalho é simplesmente, let's see, Control Shift Alt N. Personalize. So don't we have the add-ons are still not installed? Or well, there is add-ons installed, so just not all of them are ready. So strange they didn't get screencast. What's happening here? Oh no. Alright, so I've lost those things. Okay, so maybe some add-ons broke. I'll see what if they can be bring back at some point. So still without screencast, folks. Sorry about that. Blender 4.1.0. Here we need to, yeah, let's reposition that. Okay, so this is the top face. No, wrong. This is still not the top face. The top face would be this one. So this is the big one. And these are lateral ones. Then this is a lateral one. This is a lateral one too. Also. And this is the bottom one. So I can, to make sure to not create confusion, I can just, so I can color this red, and no, not red, let's color this on this color, and then the bottom we can get this color, and then that's fine. Now same thing there. I'm gonna make this subdivision here, bring it to that. I'm gonna make this connection, bring this forwards, and then we get, yeah, so the idea here is to, what was the idea? Oh yeah, okay, collapse and just close this as like that and finish off like that. Yeah, so that's the idea. So this is okay, so we got the loop here, and so this is what we have on every one here, sort of this idea. The thumb needs to be on that position because it is a thumb. We want its sort of relaxed pose is that relaxed, not relaxed pose, but yeah, as it is straightened, this is a good orientation, right, for the thumb. That should work. And then let's so it's shift numpad 6 or 4, yeah, and we can go back to this. Why did I make this? I don't remember. Alright, at least we get this thing working. Let's go back to here, whatever. we need not orthogonal. Let's use the navigation. For the hand, of course. Oh, I remember. Okay, so I want to start creating the mesh. I'm lost. It's difficult to navigate without the new controls. I'm still not sure. So G? No, G is gravity. RF. Okay, RF. Alt RF. Okay, this slows down. Alt R or F. Good. So we can. Okay, I remember why I need that face. Let's make a split here because this is becoming very difficult to visualize. Yeah, no, let's give that view whatever this. Yeah, and no, let's give some view like that. Alright, so this is to the bottom. Yes, I need this to bring this face to here. Let's check. Okay, it's facing. So I want this to start making the face loop of, yeah, of the thumb of the. So this is a very important face loop. It's very easy, so we start from it. It's strange, but we get used to it. So very simple one. This will loop around here, maybe. Yeah, maybe it's not exactly there, but that's something approximately there. We cannot use this, so of course it's going too far. It doesn't need to go there. So here, about here, it's fine. Then we can smooth this out. Let's paint this as red material. Then I hope, yeah, so okay, so the loop seems, not sure this is the good way to place it, but that should work. And I don't know where should it go after, so it doesn't really matter right now. The important thing was that part, so let's just solve it here. Push this down and get now another thing important. We need to loop here around the hand. And so now this goes like around here. Oh yeah, it matters. It loops around itself, of course. I forgot. So there it is. So it will have this sort of structure. We can rearrange it, and this will take some time, but we're not yet on the geometry part, but we're already trying to adjust. That will combines with mesh topology, right? Gets better ideas, and we can probably scale some of these faces, and then okay, so here we must be careful about the joints. So I think I'm gonna make, this is confusing now because we don't have on the thumb a lot of structure because I've deleted it. So let's say that this is the first joint. This is the end of the thumb. This is okay. I need to paint those things, so let's do like this. I know this is the joint. After, I'll probably be able to delete this face loops, but they are just markers. Probably I'll use them also to make the trigon joint set up, but for now, yeah, no, not this one. And for now this, yes, and then here same thing, so it will be like here, and this is the only one we've got because this is already the thumb is different, so this sort of connects here already, so yeah, it's like that. So the thumb is different, so this needs to go wider. This probably we can try to connect here. It's probably the best thing to do. We don't have subdivisions enough here. That will be the opportunity to, around that joint that we have here, which would be like the last joint before. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Oh, I see. My character is lacking some joint. So, alright. The thumb of my character is lacking joints. So, yes, it's an alien, but that's why I'm having trouble in the... Let's make some adjustment there. So, we have this, which is actually that. And maybe we can, and maybe so we can try to push this more to the front. Then we may have something like here, and maybe doing this bigger, right? So let's do it again. So we have this. Yeah, so the first joint is like here, so it's a big joint, something like that. It's yeah, here's the wrist, right? So it doesn't matter really, but yeah, this joint is just a bony structure. So from there the bone connects. We can feel, yeah, there is some, yeah, it's very outside, right? We can feel this in our own hand. So of course it goes up and down, it goes here and here, so it's like a, so the first, this is a big joint, it goes here, and of course yeah, it's that this joint is mysterious. It like, there's a joint here, it's short until it reaches the other joint. So this is a very bone thing. Okay, so, and then we have, okay, so then we have this, and then we have, yeah, so joint, 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 so, and of course here. So I just need to revise not so much the length, but just these positionings here. So here, this joint maybe I can approximate to here, right? Let's get this thing closer here. even though the proportions, we can change the proportions later in relation to the other, so this doesn't matter too much. Then I need this other joint here. Let's try to build that. So yes, this joint already starts connecting there, so we'll make a special case here, so it's something like that. And let's hide this camera and let's smooth this out. And here for the, I don't need these other ones. Alright, so rotate along, okay, orbitate around the object. So now the other joint somewhat here, so it's this is too far away, doesn't need to be. So this is where maybe all this we need to push it a little further away, so this has more distance here. And so this can be considered the last joint. So okay, we consider it just as these ones, but this has other functionality. So it marks this and it goes all along the, and then we can also mark another part here, but I'm not sure. So let's just for now consider the shapes here. And here we can finally connect this, yes. And so here is where we can play with some thing like here. No. We start this, and we can get this, and then we can do this. And so we have, okay, this continues, okay, it's there, still works. This is good about this thing. And this goes to meet the side, and this looks to be perfect here and here and here, and this should help creating the bony structure there. So here we're gonna smooth this out. Vamos, isso aqui vai ajudar a criar essa parte de osso aqui, dessa junta, acho que é metatarso, sei lá, eu nunca lembro. Eu falo o nome e eu acho que eu tô falando um palavrão e aí eu não e aí eu não sei se eu tô falando a palavra certa, dá uma agonia. I never know. Metacarp, metatarso, it looks like a bad name. I feel like I'm saying something gross, especially if I brutally use the wrong word for the technical word. I'm not a physician, so it's not imperative that I got this right. So here there's an idea that we could get this looping around, but we already have this, so why would I do that if that could cause serious troubles to the deform? Well, exactly on the joint, just because we want. So maybe it's not bad. So the idea how that would work, no, I need to collapse. No, what I'm trying to do here, no, I'm trying to create more loop inside here, which is smaller than that. So no, we'll try to rely on whatever, just some distortion here should be fine. for this structure here. So yeah, let's just shape this in somewhat, and here we'll also can make something on this side as well. So we can, well, this will solve later. For now a gente vai resolver isso aqui depois. Por enquanto a gente pelo menos começou isso aqui. So here, also here we can something happened to my screen now. That I've lost everything. No, it's just I have no idea what happened. My screen go dark suddenly. No, this loop is wrong, folks. Actually, in order to make this loop correct, if I wanted it to match perfectly, I would need to have it go there. It's not too bad actually, because yeah, it's not necessary, but it's just not that cool. But you see, it keeps looping. If we select that, it loops anyway, so yeah, that's strange. That's not what I wanted, but yeah, we'll maintain it for now. If we don't like it, we can still, it means that we'll need to make a, just like separate this and connect there, but then there's nothing to do with this thing, so this creates some problems. So we could do this, yes, but then we would end with something like that, which can be a bit hard to solve. Yeah, unless we had to like, yeah, create some yeah, this doesn't solve anything. Trigon. So yeah, so Trigon can be that because this area is bony, this can be dangerous, but then maybe this trigon sticking out, this can be beneficial, just because this joint is very special, right, of this, so maybe this will create interesting anomaly for us, so maybe we can keep it. Talvez isso crie uma anomalia interessante junto, então vamos ficar de olho aqui nisso. Então, quem sabe isso aqui é uma boa ideia. Let's mark it with a special color just that we don't lose track of it. I did the same with another trigon that we have here. And now, okay, the thumb is a very important thing, and we are far from finishing, but now it's clear. What I need to do is to create okay, why this thing here? We don't need this, not yet, so we need to keep expanding here, and here of course we'll have to handle some positioning. I must check how I solve this problem here, because here, yes, probably will be nice, at least for the shape, to get this thing, yeah, the shape of the thumb. Maybe we probably need something like that, but this doesn't mean much for now. So we need perhaps to expand this, and here this is the bottom part of the thumb. We can truly expand this, of course. Here probably as well. No, not this. So maybe I exaggerated here a little. Or just let's push this, yeah, like that. So you need to start to connect this to the, yeah, to this. Of course, we might need some different loops here. So if we keep it simple to start with, it should be easier. So here we can probably make this, right? We're starting to get some interesting shapes for this thumb and geometry and topology, of course. So here, this would be actually the side of the hand. This is probably not good. We need more loops here. This is probably not a good idea, folks. Let's postpone this and just make some subdivision here. We need more face loops here probably to solve this part first, and smooth all this out in serious ways. So maybe this will get a lot more irregular, and there could be other loops here more than what I'm doing. So also let's hide yeah, let's hide everything there. We'll have to grow geometry here to some, because it's too squarey, and we need to keep looping this around here. We could just have created more subdivisions, right? From this, but here, okay, we are doing differently, but it will be the same idea. So now maybe it's the time to try to connect here, and we need to make this connection. And so you see that this is looping wrongly. So we can, yeah, this is, we are lacking light. It's too dark, but okay, maybe this will help. It's a bit annoying, but for now. So looping, too much faces here, don't need this. What's happening here? Why this is? I have no idea why this is moving weird like that. Oh, I think I'm the wrong side. Yeah, this is the right side. I was editing from the mirrored side, so now this light, it's... Yeah, let's turn this off. Wait. All right, that is good enough. All right. So here I need to check for these curves. This will go more inside like that. This can, let's use proportional editing here. We see not enough subdivisions here. We have to find a solution for that. Here we can already, right, make more subdivisions. Not that, no, not doing that. We don't need that now. So here, should we connect this here? This is probably wrong, so maybe too hasty, right? Maybe this should go straight forward. So I'm not sure this will be a great idea. Probably here would like to go straight to the center. It feels like a good opportunity. Yeah, so this could be another face loop for the... It's lagging. I don't know what I've done here. Scene lights. I don't know what. Sorry, folks. Started to lag a little, so it was after this illumination thing. Oh, it was this thing. What is world space lighting? Okay, so this hopefully, but now I'm again in the dark. So let's augment this string. That should help. Yeah, so if we continue here, taking off proportional editing, let's do another loop that will actually do this. So it will be the other part. I think it's a good idea. And in this case, we're gonna make it loop around the side of the hand. So something like that. And yeah, we can, and let's give this some side looping. Maybe don't. No, I probably would. No, this can actually go here. Alright, so let's try this. Let's disconnect. And so we get this. Yes, okay, so there's a face there already, so we don't need to do anything. And then here we need to, yeah, let's get the other side, which would be, yeah, better, easier bridge edge loops, and then we can dissolve, scale, and yeah, scale, rotate. Let's try to get that shape. Yeah, it's this is bad, so let's just shape this better. And then of course, since we have this, we can probably extrude this like that, sort of crazy thing. And not sure if that was the best idea, but well, that is the flow that we've got, right? So if you get here, yeah, let's simplify this. So then probably we can, yeah, so maybe this is not a good idea. We don't want, there's no hole there or anything like that. It's not like that, so it's just some side simplification. So that's okay. Just let's redistribute the mesh a little. That should be good enough. Then if it has, I don't know, something like that, then okay, we can get this. And so here we are lacking some, maybe just do that, and there we go. Maybe we could have another, so here we can also paint this in red. And here is an interesting thing. This can create an interesting deformation effect on purpose. That is to try and unconnect this. They need to go somewhere in the center, and this is difficult. So I think it would be here, merge at center, near the base of the hand, right? And here we can have a quad, and here it's okay to have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it's not even 6, it's 5. So, and here we also will have this merge at center, same pattern. This face will, as we smooth, it will tend to, as we deform, tend to go down, and it's exactly the shape of the hand that has this feature. So this is very useful if we know how to use this in our favor, this mesh topology thing in our favor. So here we can decide for more, if it opens up here, I'm not sure, or if it continues, maybe it can continue here. Yeah, let's try to do this again. But here we end up with something that's maybe a bit risky, but let's continue. If we can maintain it, that's fine. We can smooth these faces out, smooth this out. And here can be a bit complicated to solve that, so well, we could push this a little here, this more to the here. So yes, we can try to get these shapes here, and at least it's what I think it's a good idea to do is to do this kind of surrounding face loops here. So it makes sense for me. I've tested it, more or less is an interesting idea, but I still struggle with that part still. But I think it's the same idea. We can have a face loop like here, circular face loops. Let's try that idea. So that will be like this. We can take more space here. So we get this. And then, okay, let's smooth this out. Let's bring this back. Then, yeah, can get to the other side already. And then we can let's make some 3 subdivisions here, 2 here. Try to match this out. It's not certain here whatever we're gonna need, but I'm not sure it should end like that. Probably we can have, it will be safe to have this thing here. Then we can probably dissolve one, then we just merge here, and so we maintain this red, we push this, okay, there's some errors here. So let's try to maybe there's too many. Let's try just this and this. Here, let's select all this and by distance, just in case. No, there's nothing wrong. So let's push this up. And we see that the fingers, they are too elevated according to this place of this. So what we can do here is, we can push this back, push this more. Of course, later we solve that. We attempt to solve that better. So here, let's try to make this connection. Here we try to make perhaps this connection. Here we have a little problem with how we're gonna solve this, but I want to keep that, so maybe we can do that. So there's a redirection here of the mesh. Oh, I see, we have a problem here. Geometry unfinished here, so this needs to go outside here. Here we don't see yet what will happen, so let's try to connect here. This color all is wrong, right? So we need to change this, for example. These we can also change to some color here, and here we can connect. Here on the side, proportional pose editing. Yes, we can keep these shapes here, whatever. Can at least smooth this out. I don't know what this will do, but I'm sure this will tend to sync. So this is good. Yeah, this can cause some trouble, but I don't know. Maybe we just need to make this thing smaller a little. And then okay, why doesn't Alright, so needed the selection. Okay, it needs to, we need to arbitrate about around the selection. Alright, it needs to be a vertex on something on the hand, so that we focus on the hand and not on the whole character. So here this is very displaced, so let's push this back. Here I'm not sure how I'm gonna solve that. Probably we need some just face loops, but it's unclear how we're gonna finish that part. So this is something that will require some subdivisions. This is a very difficult part. So here we can do that. For now I'm making it simple. This part, the side of the fingers, can also be tricky on near the joints. Yeah, this is very tricky. Similar the problem with the foots, by the way. So so I'm trying to, we could try to do this to start to, I don't know, it sort of makes sense. So if I could do the same on yes, so that means that if we could get I see. So maybe we can do something here. So this, they are crossing. No, not yet. Merge at center. Merge at center. So yes. So here we have some strange face loops, but never knew about this one. But the idea here is simple. Okay, this is just a redistribution. This is a bit dangerous though, but the idea here is that we can have this face loop here. So it's a side face loop that wants to get, yeah, on the sides of the hand. Here it takes the bottom side, and here there is not bottom side. Well, yes, here is different, of course, because the thumb is different. So it doesn't matter too much. It's a face loop that is doing some interesting side stuff, let's say. It's quite, looks promising. I would prefer that it come from the top here, but here this is more compromised with perhaps going the other direction. So the direction of the fingers, which is another problem, so why not? So here, or going to the knuckles, yes, so we need to, because here we're already on the knuckles problem. So I'm gonna just do this. We'll see how we'll handle that, and then we connect this. And the top is a completely different mission. The fingers for that hand seems to be too small. We'll have to adapt, but later. There, I need to rescale them. So I want to fix the topology for the knuckles, but it's very hard because I need the knuckles to connect here. I don't see exactly how I'm gonna make those joints work yet. I need some reference. So for now, the top of the hand, like, it's the least important thing in my opinion, because there's an interesting idea though I've seen. that would be, yeah, we can make something very regular, but I think this is not always good. So here there's some trigons. Where is the idea? Here. So here there is also an interesting thing. Depending on how we make the sides, these parts, we can have naturally sinking mesh there. And this naturally sinking mesh is not the case here necessarily in this example, but it gives some insight. So I'm not sure if I have this, maybe it's the file that I've downloaded. If ever I find it, the date of the download. No, these are other things. A reference of more rigging details for female characters. I was helping someone else. So okay, here we need. Yeah, I cannot find that. I was certain I've downloaded it here, so difficult to find. I don't understand this thing. Okay, so folks, we need here to stop, I guess, because I need to rest. Okay, so we've made a lot about the hand, those annoying mechanical fingers we're gonna develop. The thumb is very complex. This part can be a headache, and also you haven't completed the surrounding of the mesh here around the thumb, and that connects the thumb to the hand. And we have made some improvements here, which is another wrist joint, very complex, also connects to the thumb joint. And so we just remain that to do, and for the hand mesh, so mesh topology. So this is, and geometry. So this is quite productive. Thanks for watching, folks, but I need to leave. We have more stuff to do. So happy blending. Take care and see ya tomorrow, probably. Yes, I hope I'll be sooner at the more normal time for me. Então, valeu, pessoal, é isso. Espero que tenha sido inspirador o suficiente. Até mais. Falou, pessoal. Até amanhã, espero. There's this. I have to close stuff. Where is that? Okay. End session.